Welcome to the U Show here on IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, Dr. Anthony L. Gant, here on the show. Glad you're here with us. This is the iHeart station, and again, IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart station. So we're here at the Greater U Show, and I'm glad that you're here with us today. And I'm glad to be here. So you could be looking at, listening to anybody besides me, and I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to and look at what we have going on. Um, if you're on a social media place, go to intellectualradio.com, hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified of all of our shows that come on. We have about 50 shows that come on the station every week, and you can find some of your favorite guests and favorite hosts here as well. A lot of different topics. We go from A to Z, so you get a lot of different things. So, a Greater You Show. Let me share with you some of our sponsors. We have unknowngreatness.com. They handle all the books. My books are there, as well as books from other independent authors from around the country. You can purchase their books directly there, and those books will also be signed when you purchase them. You can also Love to Learn Center. They handle all of our classes and workshops that I'm actually featured in. So you can be a part of those things too. So you can get with me, and you can find out when those classes are going on. The How to Win, teaching, helping people win, that series. They handle all of the seminars and showcases that we have going on, so you can be involved with that as well. And also some of our promotional partners. We have Paige Bird, DEST is the last name. She's an emotional intelligence coach. You can reach her at 860-874-5605. Again, that's 860-874-5605. And also Marla J. Alberti. She's a life and work uh, professional, and she'll help you not so much get balance, but have harmony. She calls it harmonizing. So 904-728-2090, 904-728-2090. So those are promotional partners. We will have some more promotional partners as well. That's going to be a part of what we have going on. So I will announce them throughout the month as well too. So a Greater Youth Show is based on is a book club as well as a self-help class and a coaching session all wrapped into one. So every month we do a different book, different month now. So we have a different book. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is go out there and get the book yourself. Go out there and purchase the book that you have that you need to purchase. So this month's book is called A Greater You. I'm sorry, the show is called A Greater You. This book is called It's Great: 7 Pillars to a Healthy Relationship. So that's what I would like you all to do. Get the book. So you can go to unknowngreatness.com, get the book. So I'm gonna go over a lot of different things, and we're talking about healthy relationships so that you can actually uh, get it into a healthy place. So obviously, what I do every month when I start a new book, I give you the table of contents so you can have an idea what's in it. So when you purchase it, you'll know what to look for, and then you'll know that when I'm going through different things, you'll know exactly where I am. So lesson one, and I call mine lessons, not chapters. So lesson one or the other. That's page one. Lesson two, bring it in, page 13. Lesson three, carry it away, page 29. Lesson four, from general to specific, page 43. Lesson five, what's your function, page 59. Lesson six, health starts here, page 77. Lesson seven, the treatment, page 95. Lesson eight, I can use that. That's pillar number one, page 113. Lesson nine, I need that, pillar number two, page 129. Lesson 10, I feel that, pillar number three, page 147. Lesson 11, I got to have that, pillar number four, page 165. Lesson 12, I trust that, pillar number five, 183, page 183. Lesson 13, I appreciate that, pillar number six, page 201. Lesson 14, I respect that, pillar number seven, page 221. Lesson 15, put it to work, page 239. And lesson 16, I like, page 259. So those are the chapters, the 16 chapters. So obviously, like I tell you, with all the books that I've written, it takes me about an hour per chapter if I teach this when I teach this out in front of groups or when I coach people on it. So really, this is like a 16-hour program, and obviously, I'm only doing an hour a week on the show. So I'm trying to get 16 hours worth of information as much as I can in less than 4 hours. So it's a daunting task. That's why I always tell people to get the book, because I do go pretty fast. At least it seems like I'm going pretty fast because I'm trying to get a lot of information out to you, because I'm trying to help you, because this show is here to help you. And it's also to help encourage you to seek out help as well. So find help, seek it out so that you can actually become better. So let's talk about healthy relationships. Now, I don't know everything about relationships. I don't, I know what from my experience and also from coaching other people over the last uh, bunch of years, but but I know how to be in unhealthy relationships. I was an expert at that at one time. Expert how to be in unhealthy relationships. I got better at being in healthy relationships, so I became an expert at being in healthy relationships with other people. So I don't know everything about relationships. I work on my relationships and work on my health just like everybody else does. Well, I don't say everybody does it, but that's what I do. So I know everything in this book though. So I'm big on, I share my experience. I didn't just day and just write a book on relationships because maybe it was a popular topic. No, it's something that I lived for a couple of decades and understood some things about myself and about some of the relationships that I've been involved in. And then I started actually helping other people. And before I even wrote a book on it, I was helping other people in that space as well. So let's talk about relationships, because one thing that, I think, it's a lot of books written on relationships, a lot of people talking about relationships. And to me, I think that's good, because one thing that you're going to be involved in most likely when you actually grow up, past your teenage years and before then for some of us, that you're going to be involved with a relationship. You're going to get involved with someone eventually in some type of relationship. And what happens is being in a relationship is not that difficult to be in, but very seldom do people encourage us to be in a healthy relationship. So for me, my my young years and then my adult years, uh, I didn't get to this place of knowing what a healthy relationship was until now. I'm going through a divorce at this time in my life, right? Trying to figure out, how did I get here? I mean, I'm doing everything I quote unquote think is right. How am I here? And this at this time is my second one. How am I here again? I mean, I'm not a perfect person, but man, I ain't no slouch, right? Because people think they're good people. Now we know we mess up. Now I'm not perfect, and nobody will say anything about being perfect, right? But I realized, I said, man, something's going wrong. I mean, I got in church and everything and learned some scriptures in the Bible. I mean, I get this whole, I mean, what is going on? Why am I here again? Well, when I realized that, I started looking back at my life. And even though I was going through a situation then, I had girlfriends and all that stuff, growing up, and those relationships didn't end well or work out. And I realized the common denominator in all that was me. The common denominator wasn't the people that I was in relationships with. The common denominator was that I was the common denominator with all those relationships I was in, right? So after I understood that about myself, that okay, wait a minute, what is it that I'm missing? Because it's something that I'm missing. Well, for me, I realized what I was missing was that I wasn't in healthy relationships. And not that the relationships we throwing each other out the window and all that stuff. No, it had nothing to do with that. Because sometimes we think, okay, the relationship's not healthy if you're fighting and and swinging stuff at people. No, I didn't have those type of relationships at all. However, they were still unhealthy. See, because when I think about it, and I pose this question to you, how many people have you actually seen growing up in a healthy relationship? This is the question I had to pose to myself. And I had to honestly say, now I knew people that's been married 35 years, 50 years, and all that stuff, 22 years, and all that, but they weren't in healthy relationships. They were just married for 25 years. See, just because you're married for 25 years do not mean you're in a healthy relationship. Here's what I mean. You can have unhealthy woman, unhealthy man, they meet today. 6 months later, they become each other's boyfriend and girlfriend, but they still unhealthy because they were unhealthy when they met today. They haven't gotten healthy in 6 months, so they become the unhealthy boyfriend and the unhealthy girlfriend, right? 2 years later, then they date for 2 years, then they get engaged and become each other's fiance. Keep in mind, they still haven't became healthy, so they an unhealthy fiance. Then 2 years later, a year later, whatever, they get married. Now they have the title of husband or wife, right? So they still haven't gotten healthy. So now they the unhealthy husband, unhealthy wife. See, they were unhealthy fiance, unhealthy boyfriend, girlfriend, and they were unhealthy people before they met. So they didn't, just because they got married didn't mean that made them healthy. And this is where a lot of people miss it. Oh, I'm married, so I don't need to work on relationships. I don't need to be in healthy relationships because I'm married. Well, you can be married for 20 years and be unhealthy for 20 years. You can do unhealthy acts for 20 years. So that's where I found myself. I hadn't seen what a healthy relationship looked like. I couldn't tell you what on one hand point out 5 people that were in healthy relationships. I couldn't even come to that conclusion. And and when I pose this question to a lot of people, they say the same thing. Now again, they may have had mamas and daddies married for 25, 30, 40 years, right? They may know some friends and sisters and brothers and relatives, but they can't even pinpoint 5 relationships and they're 30, 40, 50 years old and say, I've seen healthy relationships growing up. Now, if that's the case, if you haven't seen a healthy relationship, I haven't seen a healthy relationship in 25 years. How in the world do we know what a healthy relationship look like? We don't know. So what we try to do is have these qualifications, right? Do they have a good job? They got good credit. What about their family background? Do they come from a good neighborhood? What college did they go to? All these type of criteria, because what we're trying to do is find out how can we identify if this person is healthy or not. Do they drink all the time? Well, they don't drink enough. What do they do? How much money do they earn? How many credit cards do they have? How much debt do they have? We're going through all this stuff, and we say, okay, that validates that they're a healthy person. Really, when it really doesn't, right? So when I say health, I'm not really talking about physical body, even though sometimes you can be in so many unhealthy relationships, it can damage you physically, and a lot of people don't understand that. So I'm talking about health in regards to the person and inside. Some people may consider it the soul of a person, right? See, that's where your healthiness is and all your unhealthiness is. So when I say being in a healthy relationship, what I'm stating is that, and I'm being chapter 1, that it's easy to get into a relationship. We just don't see what healthy relationships look like. So a lot of times we don't even know what a healthy relationship look like because we never seen one. So we think it's something else. Now, if you're going to be in a healthy relationship, see, because either you're in a great relationship or you're not, right? And very few people, when you get with somebody, you got your new boyfriend, new girlfriend, whatever, or you got married, you got a new husband, wife, very few people come to you and say, hey, how's the health of the relationship going? Very few people say that. They won't say that at all. What they'll say is, how's the marriage going? How everything going with your new guy, with your new girl? How's things? Everything cool? Nobody ever asks you, how healthy is it? Well, let me put it like this. In my world at one time, nobody asked me that. How healthy is it? How's the health of that relationship going? Y'all been together 6 months, 2 years, whatever. That word never come up. Health, right? It's usually only related to my physical appearance of being healthy, not so much of me being healthy in general. So since it's not brought up, then most people don't even know that it actually how to go look for it. So if you look at the word health, uh, and just look at unhealthy for a moment. Unhealthy mean not. Health means well. So when you in unhealthy relationships, you in something that's not well. Well, if you're in something that's not well, that means you're not going to do things well in the relationship because you're not well. You're unhealthy. Well, in all actuality, you're unhealthy. Then the other person you're with is not well. So now you have these two not well people thinking that they're going to be in a relationship, and they are going to be in a relationship, but you can't have not well added together and think you're going to get well. That doesn't happen. In other words, you can't have unhealthy plus unhealthy and think healthy is going to come out of that. You got to have two healthy people so you can have a healthy relationship. If you have one healthy person and one unhealthy person, a negative and a positive don't equal a positive. You have to have two healthy people so that you can have a healthy relationship. Well, to see, the first relationship you have to have as a healthy relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, you can't have a healthy relationship with somebody else. You're fooling yourself. If you're not healthy with you, how are you going to be healthy with somebody else when they walk into your life today or tomorrow, or even if they've been in your life for 10 years? You won't. So that means that you will put yourself in a situation where you're not healthy at all, and you won't be in a healthy relationship at all either because you're not in that situation where you're in health. So let's look at healthy, right? When you look at the word healthy, it has 4 letters in the front. HEAL. And those 4 letters say heal. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. You can't be in health until you first get in heal. So that means that if I'm in heal, that means that probably I got some hurt. Now, here's what people don't understand. If you need to be bringing something, because every relationship that you go get into, you are bringing something with you to the table, right? People say, bring something to the table, bring something to the table. And again, what do they bring to the table? They credit score. Nothing wrong with your credit score. I mean, if that's what you want to bring, you got 800 credit score. Woo, that's wonderful, right? They bring their car they have. Hey, I got this type of car. Woo, that's good. Hey, I've been on my job 15 years. Hey, that's wonderful, right? All those different things are cool. But you're bringing something to the relationship, whether you have the car, whether you have the 800 credit score, whether or not you have all these things, or if you know these different types of people, you're still bringing something to the actual relationship anyway. Well, what are you bringing to the relationship? You're bringing two things, and so is the other person. You and I, we always bring these two things to relationship. And those two things are healing and hurt, right? You bringing your healing to the relationship, and you bringing your hurt to the relationship. Now, see, a lot of times people haven't heard that. So if you don't know that you're supposed to bring a healing to the relationship, you're gonna bring nothing but an abundance amount of hurt to the relationship. Well, guess what? If you bring an abundance amount of hurt to a relationship, you're gonna do something really, really good, which is hurt people. Why? Because you are a hurt person, and hurt people hurt people. So you bring this unhealthy man and he gives you this unhealthy woman, to hurt people. Well, guess what? You got to hurt each other. Why? Because you hurt people, and that's what hurt people do. Now let's go on the other side of that. You got this healthy man and this healthy woman, and you bring them together, and guess what happened? Heal people, heal people. So you got this healing with each other. So healing is going back and forth. And if you're not focusing on bringing a healing to the relationship, then all you're going to do is bring a hurt to the relationship, and all your hurts will show up, and you just got to hurt people. And as we go through this for the whole month, you'll see what I mean. That's why you should purchase the book. I mean, I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I'm going to cover a lot, right? So you're going to hurt people when you're not healthy. So you're going to bring your hurt, and you're going to bring your healing. We all do this, right? We've been hurt. You've been hurt. I've been hurt. All of us, right? You've been hurt by somebody. And here's the other thing. You have hurt somebody. There's some people on the planet right now that you have hurt. I have hurt, right? A whole lot of us are hurt. And just like it's some people on the planet that have hurt you, right? That goes. Now, the other side is, hopefully you have this resume too, that there's some people on the planet that you have healed on the planet, right? They've been healed by you. But on the other side too, now, there's some people on the planet that have healed you too, hopefully, right? But what ends up happening, because I don't understand how to be in a healthy relationship, I end up putting myself in these situations where I'm hurt most of the time and not healed none of the time. So if I'm not healed often, that means I'm hurt most often. Now, how are we going to maneuver through this life if we always hurt by people? Again, you're going to get hurt in life. I know that don't sound positive. I know that don't sound, all peachy clean and everything. It is what it is. People hurt you unintentionally, and most of the time you get hurt, it's going to be unintentionally, right? Some people are on the planet, man, they just got a purpose. They wake up in the morning seeing who they can hurt. Now we're going to run into those people too. They in your life, my life. We didn't bump into them, and you're one of those people. I don't know. Hopefully you're not. And if you are, hopefully you get healing, and so you can get healthy. So let's look at relationship. I talked about healing, and you bringing a healing, you bringing hurt to relationship, right? We all doing this, right? So let's talk about relationship for a moment. Relationship has a root word called relate. And the word relate has what is called RE in the Latin. RE means back and again. And LATE in the Latin also means to carry or to bear. So in all actuality, when you are in a relationship, you are carrying someone back and again, and they're carrying you back and again. Now somebody may say, "Oh no, man, I'm a grown. I don't carry nobody. That person grown. I'm grown. I'm not carrying a person nowhere around." Right? But the truth of the matter is, you're carrying people, and they're carrying you every day of the week, right? Because in a relationship, you're carrying them, and they're carrying you. Now the question you need to ask yourself is, what is it that they're carrying or I'm carrying, and what am I giving them to carry, right? And again, I told you, bringing two things to the relationship. Either you bringing all your hurt and none of your healing, or you bringing a lot of your healing and less of your hurt because you got healed, right? Because you can't get hurt out of your life unless you heal it. So, that thing that happened to you at 10 years old, you said, well, I'm 40 years old. I don't care about it now. Yeah, if you never healed it, then it never got healed, right? So all it did, it was a big hurt at 10. It just became a bigger hurt at 40, right? So that's what you bringing into the relationship, right? You got a thing against your mama. You got a thing against your daddy. And you said, well, I'm just mad at my daddy because, whatever, right? And that was at 16. Guess what? You taking that hurt along with you, and you treat man a certain way because of the way you were treated and what you feel about a man. Maybe it was your dad. Or you got a problem with your mama. You don't like how your mama treated you and like how your mama talked to you and all these things. Now you got a problem with women. And you said, well, my mama treated me like that when I was a little boy and always try to treat me like a little boy. Well, now you're 46 years old and you've been messing up all these relationships because you never got healed from what your mama did. So you never got healed from what your daddy did. You never got healed from what your brother did, your sister did, the older people, whatever, right? You never got healed from that thing. And if you never got healed from a cut, trust me, it didn't just get healed on its own. What it happens is it ends up getting infected. So now you go into the lives of people, infecting the lives of other people. You said, no, I'm good. It happened when I was 10. Or no, the girl didn't go on prom with me when I was 18. She went on prom with the other guy, right? So you mad, right? So you take that out on everybody for the next 10, 15 years. So you just going through women, knocking them down, right? Why? Because you still mad at, the girl that's at 17, 18 years old that told you no. Now, see, you say, oh, no, it don't happen like that. Man, you see it every day of the week. You see it with celebrities. You see it with regular people. And they're treating you based on their hurt experience. So if you don't realize that you are really being directed by your hurts, you just go on social media platforms and people saying, don't buy a man no shoes because he walk out on you. Don't get no woman no money. No, all they doing, they being directed by their hurts. They only doing their hurts are directing their lives. And it's because their hurts are directing their lives, they end up connecting more with hurt people. And then they said, see, I told you I was right. I told you shouldn't do that for men. I told you shouldn't do that for women. I told you shouldn't do that with women with children. I told you shouldn't do that with men that's over 40. I told you that because all they doing is spewing out all they hurts. And social media proves it. Just go down your timelines on one of these social media things and just read some of the things. Now, some people may say, well, man, I'm your friend. I'm not putting nothing else on your time. I'm blocking you, right? But I'm just saying, just look at it. And people are giving you advice, so to speak, based on their experience of hurt. You're not really getting a lot of advice based on their experience of healing because they didn't know they were supposed to be healed. They didn't know, don't go to this, don't go to this thing, and all these different things, and they're coming from their hurt, not the healing. So your job, in order to be in a healthy relationship, the first thing you need to do is get healed by the hurts that you have. And you need to understand that a healthy person is a priority. That must become a top priority for you. Why? If you don't get in become a healthy person and make it a top priority for yourself, you will never put yourself in position to be in a healthy relationship. Why? Because a healthy person will walk right by you. You wouldn't even know they're there. It's a statement that people would say, when people show you who they are, believe them, right? And usually that statement is brought in negative context. When people show you, they made you mad one time. Now they can make you happy for 99 straight times in a row, but messed up one time, right? But because you're so negative and you're so hurt, see, when people show you who they are, believe them. Well, there's a whole lot of nice people that step into your life and they show you who they are, but you don't believe that. So you don't believe this person came in your life. And if they do come in being nice, because of your experience of being hurt, you said what they want from me, what they trying to get from me. See, a man compliment a woman, he must be trying to go to bed with me. A woman say, can you get change for $5? She's trying to get my money. Because you are basing all this on your experiences of your hurt experiences of your yesterday. But because you think that no, I don't never let no woman see my $5 because she gonna want all my money. Why you come up with that when you just met this particular woman? She don't look like she want the $5. Now she could want your $5, but guess what? She could not want it too. But because of your hurt experiences, you putting everybody and framing everyone in this box based on your hurt, not based on your healing. So same thing with, like I said, with a woman saying, all men, all they want to do, if they open up the door for you, they trying to get with you. That's not necessarily true. They just might want to be a gentleman because they're nice people. Because when people show you who they are, you don't always believe them because you basing it off your hurt. Because if you actually believe that statement, if you was a healthy person, you will know when you see healthy people. You will know that because of the fact that you are a healthy person yourself and you're working on being a healthy person and you're living your life being directed by your healing, not being directed by your hurts. That means if you're being directed by your hurts, most of your conversation is based on your hurt. Most of your thinking is based on your hurt. Most of your actions are based on your hurt. Most of your friends are based on your hurt. Who your friends aren't is based on your hurt. Instead of saying, wait a minute, I'm going to be a healed person so so the hurt can stop with me. Here's the negative with this thing when the hurt doesn't stop with you. You're hurt and then you make babies, right? We make these babies because all you want to do is have sex. The baby thing wasn't supposed to show up yet, right? But hey, that's what happened when you have sex. Now you made these babies, you still hurt, and now you hurting these babies because you still hurt as a person yourself. You never got healed from your 10-year-old self. Now you hurting this 10-year-old baby that you say you love, right? So just look at it. Everybody loved the baby when the baby like 6 months old. Woo, so cute, so handsome. Woo. But then at 8 years old, you calling them stupid. Wait a minute. Now he was just cute like 8 years ago. I mean, he don't know that much. How can he be stupid now? How can she be ugly now? How can she get on your nerve now at 6? But when 6 years ago now, oh, it's so cute because now because you coming from your framework of all your hurt. You see, you come from your framework of your hurt, not your healing. You're not coming from your healing because you know what? The same person that was special at 2 years old, they're not special at 6 now. They're not special at 12 anymore. They're not special at 25. They're not special at 30. They're not special at 45. Oh, okay. They were only special when they were little bitty babies and they had no personality. I get it because a lot of times we just go from our hurt and not our healing. So in order for you to realize that people are going to carry something with them, they're going to carry what you give them away with them when they're not with you. This is how you can be mad at somebody 100 miles away. Ooh, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. Right? You can be a person at work and 50 miles away, you somewhere else, and y'all can curse each other out on the phone. And then you think about all that. Ooh, he made me mad. She made me mad. You know why? Because they just gave you something to carry, even though you're not with them. And you gave them something to carry, even though you're not with them. Right? So here's the thing. If that's the case, you need to take an inventory on it. What is it that you're giving people? Because the reality is they're going to take it with them everywhere they go. Your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your mama, daddy, sister, brother, best friend, cousin, all these different people. You are giving them something in every relationship that you're involved in. So the relationships that you're involved in, we just say with your mate, one-on-one, right? That relationship itself will impact all the other relationships that you're involved with. That's why people can be mad at their spouse at home and then they come to work and act a fool, right? They're cursing everybody out, want to slap everybody, right? Because they mad at home, right? Because of the fact of the relationship they have. That's why daddy can be mad at mama and then don't want to take the kids out to play. What the kids say, I don't have nothing to do with what you and mama did, but that's all right because your relationship with this one-on-one person will impact all your other relationships that you are involved in. Now, if you don't understand that and if you don't know that, then you'll find yourself in a bad situation after a while. Why? Because of the fact that you'll be in these unhealthy relationships with unhealthy people, and then you'll wonder why you keep in the same situations over and over again. Then you'll leave this unhealthy person and say, "Oh, I just need to I need to remove them from my life." See, remove and improve. Yeah, I get them out of my life. My life would be so much better. So that person came in my life and messed my life up. Well, see, that person might be saying the same thing about you. See, because if you unhealthy and they unhealthy, you can't have one unhealthy person saying the other person messed up their life because both of y'all lives are messed up from the beginning because both of you all were unhealthy. Because for a lot of us, many people have not told us how to be healthy. They have not made that a priority. Get in a healthy relationship. It doesn't take people much to be into a relationship. You can bump into somebody today and be in a relationship, but no one usually tell us, hey, get into a healthy relationship. I need to find a way to measure health. That's where I was years ago, right? I said I need to find a way to measure my health. So I need to know when I go off track. And then I need to find a way to measure the health of other people and let me know if I want to invite that in my life, right? And if I want to be involved in that. Because here's the reality. One thing that goes along very, very well with unhealthy people, everywhere they go, this one thing goes with them very, very well. It's called drama. Everywhere they go, man, they bring drama. And unhealthy people, man, they're notorious for that. And when you're in an unhealthy relationship, it's always drama. It's always something to fuss about, always something to argue about, always something to complain about when you're in unhealthy relationships. You don't like the way her hair look. You don't like the way his shoes look. You don't like, who turned the heat down to 73? I like it on 74. Who drank out my glass? This is the type of stuff that goes on in unhealthy relationship. Who moved my keys off this table? It's on the same table. It just moved 2 inches over. Don't be moving my keys over because when you're in unhealthy relationships, all you want to do is fight. Now you may not physically fight, but you got a battle, boy. You strategize on when you can hurt that next person. Oh, you can't wait. You go out and eat before you get home, and then to tell the person, I ain't hungry. I don't want your cooking anyway. See, because you know that would hurt them, right? Because you're an unhealthy person, and unhealthy people doing nothing but go hurt people all the time. So you wake up in the morning trying to hurt folks. You thinking of ways at lunchtime how to hurt people when you get home. So you thinking when you get home, you're trying to think, I'm not talking to you today. right? All these things because you a hurt person. So so you angry, and anger expressed is nothing but hurt that's suppressed. So suppressed hurt will always create expressed anger, right? And that's all it is hurt. But because I'm so hurt and I'm so tough, I'm good, nothing hurt me, I'm cool, it roll off the back of my head, I ain't worried about that. Right? This is stuff we tell ourselves, even though we hurt. We hurt by what somebody said to us. We hurt by what somebody did to us. But we won't say that. Now, some of we will say because we unhealthy, we'll let you know you just stepped on my toe. And remember the last time you stepped on my toe, and then you looked at my shoe when you stepped on my toe. All these things, they'll say that. Now, the same hurt people can't say nothing positive about nobody, right? Now, here's the thing, right? Which is pretty sad, right? If you can't share anything that's healthy or good, people think that they can push a button and they can go from being unhealthy and push a button and be healthy just like that. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't work that way. You hear me say on many of my shows, everywhere you go, you got to take you with you, right? So if you got this old raggedy person with you, or unhealthy person with you, don't think you pushing a button and then you just instantly turn healthy. They may work in some type of movie and everything, but it don't work in real life. You're gonna have to actually work on becoming a healthy person. So then you won't have to push no button. What's in you gonna come out. If you squeeze an orange today or squeeze a grapefruit today, right? And you squeeze it, some juice gonna come out that orange. Now, if now, do you expect apple juice to come out the orange? No. Do you expect pear juice to come out the orange? No. Do you expect I don't know, grapefruit juice to come out the orange? No. You expect orange juice to come out the orange. Why? Because what's in the orange is gonna come out the orange when the orange is squeezed. Right? Okay, let's take that to relationships. No relationship is perfect. Now, for all you all thinking you're gonna get this perfect relationship, you're gonna find this perfect man, perfect woman, and everything gonna be peach keen, everything gonna be just perfect. Hey, I don't know what that is, but it don't happen here on earth, right? So you're not gonna have everything perfect. Somebody, gonna rub you the wrong way some days. You're gonna rub somebody else the wrong way. But I'm gonna tell you, when you get squeezed, what's in you gonna come out. And if you got all this hurt, so you acting just like my old boyfriend. You acting just like my old girlfriend. You act like my ex-wife. You act like my ex-husband. You act less like my high school boyfriend. Well, you been out of high school 30 years. What you talking about? Right? You act like my first girlfriend. When's that? 50 years ago? But now, because what's in you when you get squeezed, gonna come out. And that's what happens to a lot of people. All they hurt comes out when they get squeezed. All they hurt comes up when they meet somebody that may not be like them, right? All they hurt when they get squeezed, right? When the person might be late and then pick you up on time. Then that you get squeezed and now you start cursing them out. He ain't no man. You ain't no man. You don't have no job. Oh, okay. When he showed you that 800 credit score, he was cool. Now he lost his job. Now he ain't no man. So now all this. Oh, you ain't that fine. She was fine when you met her, but now you talking about she ain't that fine 6 months later because she done rubbed you the wrong way. Maybe she didn't kiss you out in public like you wanted, right? All that stuff, right? So now you're talking bad about her because what's in you gonna come out of you. That's why you got to be a healthy person. And if you don't focus on being a healthy person, we already know that means you unhealthy. And that means that you're not focusing on your healing because you too much focus and living in your hurt. Now, here's something for you. Now, we said that, you got to look at heal and healthy, right? And if something is not healthy, unhealthy, it's not well, right? Secondly, we know that we bringing something to the relationship. What are we bringing? We bringing our healing and we bringing our hurt, right? Okay. Third, that means that when I bring it, someone else is going to carry it along with them. Where they go, they taking me, right? So the question you need to ask yourself is, what is it that I want people to take from me when they go to where they're going to go next? Do I want them to take healing with them, or do I want them to take hurt with them? Now keep in mind, every person we meet, they already have their own bag of hurt. Not bags of hurt, trunks of hurt. I mean, houses of hurt, right? They already have their hurt. So am I going to step into somebody else's life and try to add to their hurt, or am I going to step in their life and try to add to their healing? But if I have no healing, if I'm not trying to act like a healthy person, how am I going to give this person that I meet some healing when I don't even have any healing? I don't even know what my healing is. See what I'm saying? See, we're so attracted by the shallow pieces that we don't even actually go into the major pieces. So here's something for you, right? So my time is winding down. We have this thing. It's something that we all do. You have to understand the difference between general and specific, right? and generalities and specific, right? So here's what it is. Not knowing this really hurts a lot of people in relationships, right? Because they don't understand what a generality is, excuse me, and they don't understand what a specific is. See, a generality is what we say, and you fill in the blank. All men are, and you got this generality. The man say all women are, this generality, right? Now, here's the first part of this thing that's so messed up is that for one, you don't know all men, and you don't know all women. You just going by your frame of reference of the five people you know. Now, you may say, "Well, I got 100 men that I've been with, 100 women." Okay, it's only 100. You know how many people on the planet? Right? It's a lot of people on the planet. So you can't make your 100 people or 50 people or 10 people you have been with. You can't base that and say all men are, all women are off your 10. That's ridiculous, right? Ludicrous, really. Because how you gonna base all men on 10? How you gonna base all women on 10? You can't do that. Well, you can. Doesn't make much sense, right? So here's what happens, right? When people walk into our lives, everybody is in the general category. You in the general category, they in the general category. So that's why your generalizations make sense when you are by yourself. See, here's something you want to understand. Being in a relationship is a lot of responsibility, right? And being in a relationship is not a solo thing, it's a together thing. You are joining yourself with someone else. Now, if you don't want to join yourself with someone else, then don't get in a relationship because you're bringing yourself with someone else. You can't think solo and then try to think us. They don't go together. You can't have a single mentality trying to be in a weak situation. See, single mean only, right? Relationship is two people, right? We. How you gonna put only mindset in we think in weak situation? That does not work. You can't put only me, and then think you're gonna be in we relationship. That's why a lot of people have problems because you got these selfish people. They say like everybody's single for some time, right? You don't walk out, pop out the womb married, right? Pop out the womb in a relationship. So you're gonna have your days of being single. Now, while you single and everything, you're solo, all about you, what you want to eat today, because you with yourself, right? What you want to do today, you with yourself. However, when you get into a relationship, you got to get rid of your single mentality and get into your we mentality. Not single, but we doing this together because we a team, right? That means that if you're gonna be a team, you can't keep score. Who cares who made the shot? We just gotta win. But I did this 3 times, you did this twice. Every fourth Sunday you do this to me, and every third Saturday you do this to her. Come on, that's keeping score. You're not on the team. You all are competing with one another. You don't complete one another. You need to understand the difference. But when I got this single mentality, so low, right? Then guess what happened? When it comes to relationship, it's gonna be so low, so low. You're not gonna have any health in it at all. The health in it is gonna be non-existent. Why? Because you got this mentality that it's all about me, right? Well, it's cool when you're by yourself. Give somebody else, can't be all about you. You got to be all about us, right? Now, here's something for you. Now, this is what leads a lot of people in being generalities, right? All men, all women do these things, right? And they speaking from their hurt in most cases. Well, a specific, let's think of college, for instance, people that went to college. And when you go to college, the first couple of years, you're doing what they call general courses. You're doing all these general things, general math, general English, general, right? Everything general. About your third year, you move into what is called your major because you're taking your minors. Now you went into your major classes, right? Well, see, now you going something specific, a specific degree in something, right? Okay, here's how it is with people. It works the same way, right? Meaning that when you first meet with people, it's general, right? It's a general thing, right? And you're doing general stuff. You're in the minor stuff. Ooh, what's your birthday? Ooh, what's your hair color? Ooh, where you from? Ooh, you been working where? You generalize everything because everything's so general. But when you get to know people and you want to be in healthy relationships, then what happens is you move from your minors to your major. When you move into the major areas with people, then they're allowing you to come into the major areas of their life. Now, this is where you're going to start seeing a lot of that hurt. Now, see, this is what happens. See, because when we're doing our minors, hey, when we real good, everything cool. Where you work again? What's your name? What's your middle name? What's your favorite color? So all this basic stuff, right? But then we get into the major areas. Now we're going to see this hurt. And this is when people say, I don't want to be bothered with that. Because see, this hurt, there's some stuff I had back here. I don't usually just come up and just show you all my hurt, right? I'm gonna show you all my favorite colors. See, all my general stuff. And then when you get to know people, you move into the major. Well, major areas is being specific, right? Specific has a sister word called special. See, here's the thing. If you act like everybody's a generality to you, right, then what happens is you're going to treat them like a general person. There won't be nothing special about them because you don't look at them as special. See, because they're not specific. Because you're saying all women do this. See, this is what they do. Every time the wintertime comes, women do this, right? Because you're generalizing you're a special person. This is how come people get in relationships and they don't feel special. Why? Because you treat me just like everybody else. I'm a general person. There's nothing specific about me, right? Since there's nothing specific about me, then I never feel special. I have done this and talked to many people and coached them in this area for a long time, right? And I know several people, young, old, and they say, I want to get married, right? Or I'm trying to save my marriage. All these different things, right? They may go through some tough times, right? But they never say they want the person. They say they want the marriage. You said, well, isn't it obvious they want the person? They never say they want him or her. They just want to be married or they just want to be in a relationship. Do you know some people want to be in a relationship because they're afraid of being alone? Some people, it hurts them more being alone than it does being in an unhealthy relationship. You may say, no, that don't sound right. Oh, no, no. It's a whole bunch of these people walking around the planet. They don't want to be by themselves and they don't want to admit to the fact that they're alone and they don't want to be alone. But what happens is they're going to get into unhealthy relationships just to avoid the pain of being alone, but not realizing the purpose of you being alone is so you can get healthy and get better, so you can bring a better person to the next relationship than you had in the last relationship. We don't need to bring a hurt person or a raggedy person or a more dangerous person to the next person than we had with the last person. So if you are alone, that's some time for you to get yourself together so you can become a better you, right? So you can become a healthier you. So you can get healed from some of your things. That's why I gave you people information at the beginning. You may have some issues. You might need to talk to a counselor, a coach, a therapist. You may need to talk to some people, right? Because see, you have issues that happen in your life that you have not resolved. So then you bring in all these unresolved issues and you stacking all this dirt on top of dirt on top of dirt on top of dirt. Then you go into the next relationship, bringing all this dirty stuff, and then you just spread your dirt on other people. And now you throwing dirt at one person, they throwing dirt at you. This is going back and forth because this is how y'all living, right? Because you're unhealthy. So now you have to realize I got to take people out of this general space and put them in this specific space, meaning that I have to start treating people like they special. And they will be special if I'm getting to know them more and more. I'm going into major areas of their life. Then, how do like, let's say, for instance, you say you get with a woman, I'm saying you as a man, right? And you get with a woman. And how about if some unfortunate things happen in molestation or rape or something like that 20 years before you show up, right? So now she had never talked to anybody about it and never tried to get healed from that thing. So then you walk right into her life just talking about sex. When we going to do it? Now she thinking to herself, that's when I started getting breasts and all these things, and people took advantage of me. So now she don't want to show her stuff because she hasn't gotten healed from something else. But you don't know that because you haven't stepped in her life in her major areas and find out, why does she think that? Why is she acting like that? See, and same thing with a man. How do you know that he didn't get something happen to him when he was young or 10 years ago? He could have been older. But then since we don't want to step into the major areas of lives, and here's the reality, a lot of us don't have a healing to step into nobody's life. We can't tell nobody how to get healed because we haven't got healed in anything ourselves. See, we may say, well, all you do is just pray and ask God. That's good. God gonna do his part, but I pray over my food, but after I pray, I start eating it. God don't eat my food for me. I eat my own food. I may pray over it, but I start eating it. Well, same thing when you get hurt by something. You say, well, I'm gonna pray and hope that I get better. You're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to probably go seek you out a counselor. You're gonna have to seek you out a coach. You may have to buy a book. Right? You may say, I don't have money for no coach. I don't have no money for no counselor. Don't you have $35 to get you a book so you can get healed from some things that happened to you? Maybe somebody did do you wrong. Maybe somebody did cheat on you. Maybe somebody did physically abuse you. Well, when are you going to talk to somebody and get healed from that thing? Now, these are people coming into your life, coming into my life, right? These are the type of things that's going on. Issues with mama, issues with daddy, issues with ex-husband, issues with ex-wife, issues with ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, all baby mamas, baby daddies, right? All these issues going on. And so you don't have a healing in them, and these people come in your life. See, because after you have so much sex and everything, you got to do something else in life, don't you?
You gotta be, you can't have sex 24 hours a day, right? You're gonna have to actually bring something else to the table and have something else to provide for people besides that. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how banging your body is. You still gonna have to get beyond that part. You still got to have something else to heal other people. And if you don't have a healing in you yourself for yourself, you definitely don't have a healing in yourself for somebody else. So your job is to start treating yourself special so then you can treat other people special. Because you can only give what you have. You don't have it, you can't give it. So if you don't treat you healthy, you can't treat me healthy. If I don't treat me healthy, I can't treat you healthy. Now, the other side of it is if you treat you healthy, you're going to be able to treat me healthy. If I treat me healthy, I'll be able to treat you healthy. See, this is how you get into healthy relationships, right? Now, what ends up happening, everybody can't handle your healing.
Everybody can't handle your health. Does that make them bad? No, it just means they can't handle it. And here's the truth of the matter. There's a whole lot of healthy people that step in your life right now. You can't handle them either, right? Because you don't know how to handle a healthy person. You ain't never had a healthy person. All your boyfriends, all your girlfriends up to now have been unhealthy people, and so have you. Each one has left a little bit more hurt on you. Each one has damaged you more, and each one of those people you damage more. Why? That's what unhealthy people do. They hurt people, and they're gonna go out and hurt people all the time. They don't do it on purpose. They do it unintentionally. You can call it an accident, but when you hurt, that's what you do. It's no different. You played in some mud all day. I don't know if you had a dog or even a little kid and they've been out there playing and then they want to give you a hug and then you smell like them and all that. I'm telling you, you're going to smell like who you hug up against. And if you hug it up against, unhealthy people, you're going to smell like them. You're going to look like them. You're going to have dirt on your shoulder like they have on their shoulder. You're going to have dirt on your forehead like they have on their forehead. See, if you don't know how to actually be a healthy person, how are you going to help me? You can't even help yourself. You see, it's almost like if you had a stomach ache or a headache or whatever, right? And you got this headache, and then I walk in your life and say, I got a headache. If you never actually got rid of the headache, hey, drink more water, here, take an aspirin, whatever, right? You never actually got rid of a headache. You can't tell me how to get rid of a headache. You had a headache, and you can't even tell me how to get rid of one, right? So that means I come in your life with this headache, and all you just need to stop acting like a punk. Always talking about your headache. You always complain about your headache. Well, I'm saying something about it because I'm looking for somebody to help heal me because I don't know I can get an aspirin. Apparently, I don't know I can drink more water. Apparently, I don't know some things in order to get rid of this headache. And guess what? Apparently, you don't either, right? So now, again, here we go. Unhealthy with unhealthy. And then you're going to have a stomach ache. I don't know how to get rid of the stomach ache. So, I'm saying, why you keep complaining about your stomach ache? Now we got to fight about who talk about their aches the most. See, you talking about your headache, talking about my stomach. This is what you did to me, right? We got to talk about these things more because of the fact that this is what's ended up happening to us more. So your job is to actually focus on being healed and being a healthy person. Why? So if you become a healthy person, then you can put yourself in position to be in healthy relationships because what's in you going to come out of you. And if you don't work on being healthy, then you are actually putting yourself in a position to be in a situation that you're not going to be healthy. So that wraps it up for me on this particular show for this time. Keep in mind the book is great. Go to unknowngreatness.com right now. Click on that and purchase that book. Also, go to Spreaker.com. You can download the shows on your phone, tablet, computer, laptop. Go to you looking now. You can go to IntellectualRadio.com. If you're looking at me on a social media spot, go there now and hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified of all the shows we have, 50 shows a week that's going on every week here. Again, keep in mind that I appreciate you taking the time also to be here. And keep in mind that you were born great, but you must work on yourself every day so you can become greater. I'll see you next time.